And I'm live. I can see my microphone volume going up and down. I am a bonehead. I can't believe that I didn't realize that I didn't have any sound. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again, but let's do it quicker and maybe better, right? Second time we do something is always better. So let's take a look at Bitcoin on the week. This really no longer looks sideways to me, right? Not at all. So we just started this weekly candle. This is a brand new weekly candle. We are 1 hour into this weekly candle and it is already up. We that brought our last week that ended an hour ago, that brought it up fast too. So this no longer looks sideways. This five candle here was looking sideways, and it looked like it could go either way, but it's definitely we have a 1 to 6 going up now on the weekly, and that is very good. That is very, very bullish, and that gives me a lot of hope on the daily scale. And if we look at the daily scale, right? Well, believe it or not, I had a big triangle here, and the triangle's gone. But we have fully broken out of the triangle and we were trading above that triangle. We have a 1 to 2 right here. We are already trading above where the TD sequential said we had resistance, right? So we are actually looking really good on Bitcoin for the next day. Now, we drop a little lower and maybe not so good over the next couple hours or the next day, but the next week should be really good. Um, and if we drop down to the 4, we see that 9, right? And that 9 candle it was trading above the triangle and well out. I've been talking for the last week about how I like to see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then a good bounce off of that. So on the 4 hour, the RSI is still pointed up before it's getting plastered, so to speak. We come down to the day and we have the 1 to 2, and we got plenty on the RSI. We get rid of the RSI and we look at the MACD because I do like the MACD on the daily, and that's a beautiful MACD. To me, that's a beautiful MACD. That's kind of what I want to see right there. Right? We've had our downside. Our signal line is going to get crossed here real quick. That's looking really good to me. So it's a buy. Bitcoin is a buy. If you don't have any Bitcoin on the daily right now, Bitcoin is a buy. I would expect it to be good for the next week to 2 weeks. If we Fibonacci stuff out, like we do the fib extension here, we can see that that our magic number right here, 0.68, that takes us to 74K. So pulling out around 71K, right? That doesn't seem like a bad idea. So just to go through that real quick, what that would look like is we would buy a long position right here. We'd figure out where our stop loss would be, which is about 7.74%. So we're looking at the last dip candle here. And that's a pretty heavy stop loss. But we're going to pull this up to 1.5 on our ratio, our risk reward ratio, if I can. Well, and that puts us at 72K, right? So we front run the whales a little bit and we bring that down and we're looking at 71K, yeah, and 9%. So so two ways you can go. You can buy in right now. You can set your stop loss at 59 or 60K. I would probably just round it off to 60K. Set your stop loss at 60K, right? So that if it does drop below 60K, then you sell. Otherwise, you can free ball it, let's say, no stop loss, and just put in a sell order at 71K and take 9% right away. Um, and then that's not what I do with Bitcoin, but that is one way to look at it. So what I would do though, and this is what I do, is I wait for the price to get up here, and then I'll set a stop loss at my break even. So that'll be a little bit above where I buy in. About 2% is where I like to set my first. Once I set that 2%, then I haven't lost any money. As it goes up, I will start making a decision, right? So let's say that it goes up to 20%. Well, in this case, let's go with our ratio of 12% here. So I might sell 25%. So I might just set a sell order to sell 25%, see if it goes up, and then start following it with stop losses. There's actually indicators. Uh, right on. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. But there's actually indicators inside of TradingView that will give you a good idea of where reasonable stop losses can be set, or stop limits, right? But basically, you're trying to stop your loss. But that's where you can set your reasonable stop limits, and kind of check yourself to make sure that you're being reasonable on those. But I would say that, I mean, I wouldn't sell Bitcoin until February. But if you're looking to get in right now, is as good a time as any, as I can tell right now. Um, this would be the dip. On the daily, we are definitely starting the dip. The 4 hour, you could have been a lot more aggressive, right? And if we backtrace this, right, we would have come in here at the 2 as soon as it started trading above the 1, right? So we would have tried to come in there. And so let's say that my first chance here to set a stop limit at 2% would have been right about here. And that's not even 2%. That's actually like 1% or a little higher than 1%. So that would barely cover fees, right? That's what I'm looking at. Now, where would I pull my stop? If I can get my hands on this bar here, I would pull it up to here. Now, I would sell 50% right now, right? So on this, buy in here. If it goes up, it goes up. On the 4 hour, and since this is a 4 hour trade, the time window that I'm looking to pull stuff in ends up being about 2 to 3 days. So if I'm making places on the daily, I'm literally expecting to be in that for weeks. If I do it on the 4 hour, I'm expecting to be in that trade for 3 to 4, maybe 8 days, sometimes much longer, as you can see with like ADA, right? Sometimes you buy these things and you wonder, what was I doing, and I should not be allowed to make trades after 11 p.m. Those kind of things, right? Um, So yeah, so on the 4 hour, this would have already been a good trade. Um, so that's just a little bit of an explanation. Set stop limits. If you're new to trading, definitely set stop limits. I'm not being a good example when I roll without stop limits, and only doing that because I'm overly confident that we're in a bull market. So BNB on the day is looking great, right? We are almost about to reach a previous high of like, what is this, like 690, 695, $700. So I would suspect that we're going to consolidate a little bit here. And I don't think we're going to consolidate long, but I would suspect we're going to consolidate here a little bit, and then we're gonna easily break that 700. Yeah. So BNB is looking good. Um, Look at it on the 4 hour, and on the 4 hour, you should be selling right now, right? According to this, we've already started to trade. The two has already started to trade under the one. We are fairly far away from that 50 EMA. I don't know if I would do this trade though, because for me to do this trade, let's just set it to where we are right now. That's the wrong one. We want to do a short. My stop limit on this ends up being about 4.5%, which means for me to hit my minimum 1.5 risk reward, I need this to drop to $596. And is that doable? Yeah, that's doable. However, I think that might be the minimum. And if we pull out our fib tool and we do the Fibonacci on that, we are already pretty close. We've already come pretty close to that zero point 0.5, and we may not make it to the zero point 0.6, right? So I would not be selling BNB. I would expect this to be another bounce. I could be completely wrong. If we take a look at this on the hour, which since this is an altcoin, we can do, we can see that we're on that 50. We're actually bouncing on that EMA. MACD is telling us that we could go lower on the hour. So we could go down and touch the yellow, which is, yeah, that's barely, that's 613, 614. So I would guess, right, that we got one big bounce, we got two big bounce. I would expect another third and not expect it to touch the 100. That would be my thing. I think maybe the MACD is running out of steam. I'm not so sure why it hit so hard. I wonder if the RSI gives us a different picture. Because the RSI I like much better on the 1 hour. Yeah, here we go. This is why I don't use the MACD on anything lower really than the day. This RSI is painting a totally different picture on the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, I would watch this. I would watch for the dip, right? So right now it's going down. Technically it's going down. I wouldn't try and catch any knives. I would wait to make sure that we're going up. In order to make a one candle, we probably need to beat we won't even make a one candle until it comes back to 65. And in that case, I would look for the third green candle trading up, right? So we look here, we've got that same problem where we don't get a one candle until here. And if I'm trying to buy a dip, I see one green candle, then the second green candle trading above it, and that third green candle trading above it is a one. I might jump in there. But even so, if I waited, the difference between that one and that two is only, well, I say only, it's $1,000. No, not $1,000. It's, wait a minute, what am I looking at here? Yeah, it's $3. So even that one and two is a $3 difference. But that's what I would be looking for in a dip, right? And you'll see that all over. That's, You're looking for the 1-2. Maybe I wouldn't buy that, but it was a green or it was a red one, and then the next one was a 2 trading above that green. So yeah, that's what they're talking about when they're talking about buying the dip. They're not talking about setting blind buys as it's going down based on Fibonacci. Um, so let's look at cake. Cake is, boy, cake is still looking sideways, right? And RSI is not looking that good on it. We have been playing around with 20,000 or 20,000. We've been playing around with $20 cake, which is what I think this green line is here to say once we start breaking that, but we didn't even trade. We didn't even have a candle trade above it here. And then here, this looks like all kinds of a mess. I don't know if I would have gotten into it with all of this going on, to be honest with you. But either way, I'm not in cake. I'm looking to get back into cake. However, I'm using this cake BNB to make that decision, right? So I've got a hard line up here. First off, let me back up a little bit, right? I drew this channel a long time ago, and it goes way, 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 way back on the 4 hour. We dropped out of that channel, and we flirted with that channel for a long time. And during this flirting of the channel, I don't know if I would have sold, right? But once we dropped past here, it was time for me to get out, right? Especially since these EMA lines are spreading even further apart. The RSI was just looking flat at this point. It was time to get out. So that was a good move. I put that back into BNB, and BNB has gone up. So dollar reward has gone up. I have this hard line here that I was like, I'll buy back into that when it happens. However, if we continue going lower, I will lower this line down to here, right? And that that is like how I would do a stop loss. The moment it goes above the line, then I will consider doing another buy. Now, I did that with VET and I never moved the line. Let me go to the day. See, I got this thin line here, and I did this with VET. I never moved this line. I should have probably moved the line down here, and then I probably should have moved the line down here, and then I finally should have moved the line down here. And then as soon as it busted up above that, I should have bought. So I should have bought VET at, I would have bought VET at 0.9 if I was using that strategy, right? Knowing that we were going back up. But this is the same thing that I do in a bear market when the market is going down is I have a line and I keep saying, okay, if it goes above this line, it goes above this line. But I do that on the 4 hour, right? Because you'll see hopium the whole way down with Bitcoin. But VET is, in my mind, VET is pretty solid, to be honest. I think I wouldn't sell VET on the day, that's for sure. It's an altcoin, so let's look at it at the 4 hour. See, even that green 2 right there, that would not have caused me to sell. And once again, we're kind of in that B and B category of how long do you want to be in the coin? When did you buy in? If you bought in at 10, then now might be a good time to sell, right? Because you've made a 50% profit, right? Otherwise, do you have faith? What are you going to do with it? The price of the VET that I got that I'm holding, I don't even know. It's probably higher than it is right now, to be honest with you. Let me look at that here real quick because I think I have that mark still. So what is that? So I bought VET all the way back in the day at 13, 13 cents, and I have held it ever since. I've sold it. That's what these two things are, right? I sold it when I made 31% off of it, and then I think I bought way back in, and then I sold it when I made another 46% off of it. And I said, screw it, I'll hold it. And that's probably, yeah, that lines up with that line. But yeah, so I would expect vet to have the same pattern on the day. Now that we've hit this 9, I don't know how much closer down. The RSI on the day says we've got movement to go down. But if we look at this pattern, we're going to be playing around with this 80 mark on the ISR, on the RSI for probably for days, for months would be my guess. And this will just be the 50 will just be a line that we'll have to touch every once in a while, right? ADA, no, I'm not excited about ADA at all. There's nothing on here that makes me hopeful on TA, so I would keep walking. Even if we get a one trade, or even if we get a two trading above this one, I don't think I would buy into it right now. I think what I would like, I mean, if it gets to $2.23, $2.25, and it's looking healthy going up, I would consider ADA. But that would be days from now. So let's see what that looks like on Wednesday, right? Uniswap. Yeah, I would buy into Uniswap. I bought into Uniswap. My buy-in price was 25, basically 26 bucks, and I have no reason to sell it whatsoever. I firmly believe the RSI is on my side. If I get rid of that and I pull up the MACD on the day, all right, the MACD is not really against me, right? We're seeing what looks like consolidation. So no point in getting rid of Uniswap. 1 inch, uh, we've consolidated. I made some money off of 1 inch here, and I've held on to that cash. I'm thinking about putting it back in, right? So what does it look like on the 4 hour? Yeah. So this one, I may Monday, Tuesday, depending on what this looks like, if I get a green 2 above a green 1, I will probably buy back into 1 inch, right? Maybe not all of my profit from 1 inch, but at least 50%. And then algo, I should have sold back here. I should have pulled out, but mm, like I said, when these things are smaller bets, you don't really worry about it. Like the Sol down here was a huge one, right? That was huge. B&B is huge, and those have paid off. Um, ETH, I just took $100 of profit on ETH today to buy, of all things, tacos. But I bought really, really good tacos. So I mean, most tacos you think of are like 99 cents. I mean, I think of like Taco Bell tacos, right? 79, 89, and 99 cents. But these tacos, these were like $1.70 a piece tacos, and there were three of them, and they were really good. But thank you, ETH. Um, and I did that because of this 9. I expect a little bit of consolidation off of this. I don't know why, but ETH has been very, very good to me. I bought ETH at oh yeah, 1776, and I bought ETH at 1776 because that's American as fuck, right? 1776. So it just happened to be the bottom, and boom, I I've been buying dog food and tacos with my ETH profits ever since, which is a good reason for you to take profits. And the reason I'm using ETH so much is because I bought the ETH on crypto.com, and I just can't you can't ever move ETH, because of fees. But hey, I knew we were in a bull market. I knew that was close to the bottom anyways, and I'm very happy. Sushi is in profit. I could have taken more. I should have taken more. That was dumb of me not to take more. It was dumb of me really not to sell everything. I should have sold everything at about 30%, right? As soon as I saw it hit here, which I guess that's about 29, no, yeah, 30% would have been nice. Because if I moved it here, that meant that I could have sold it here. Um, so, which is a damn shame, and you hate to see that. But it's a bull market. Everything's in profit. And I don't watch this stuff. As you can tell, I'm not on streaming this stuff every single day, and it's mainly because I'm not watching this stuff every single day, which is kind of a lie. But audio is another one. I think I said audio was a good buy down here somewhere. I'd have to go back and check. But audio's is a dip. You're waiting for the dip. And I should get rid of the MACD on the 4 hour because that never works for me. It always gives me wrong signals. And yeah, it's not a buy. It's definitely not a buy right now. You want to wait for that dip to happen. And that dip, considering how this looks, that dip is going to be at about $2.30, $2.40. So we're looking at like a 10-cent drop, maybe $2.30. So if you want audio, let's say you've got $400, you want to put it all into audio, put in a buy at $2.40 and then put in a second buy at $2.30. And then you'll be catching knives because if it keeps going down, right? God, I should change my terminology. Let's see. Let's say it does go down to 240. What I mean by that is very important is that well, come on, draw, is that it comes down and then goes back up, right? So that's buying the dip. Very important. Don't try and catch knives. People do. People definitely do, and I do it sometimes too. You're using the fib tool and you've been really lucky with the fib tool for the last month and you keep using it and you're getting too much confidence in it. Once you gain too much confidence, it's all over. Um, but yeah, I could have sold the audio and I should have bought it back in. That's my big mistake. And I didn't. I was running without a stop loss and I wasn't paying much attention, I guess. I really didn't care. This is actually a very small amount, and that's the thing is for these smaller coins like this and Coach Coin and shit like that, I don't care very much. So Crow, once again, crazy movement on Crow. Crazy, crazy, crazy movement on Crow. I think that at like 22 cents they paid me for uh, $10 for the Spotify. And so today that $10 is now worth $15, right? So I can pay for Spotify again. It basically paid for the next half of my Spotify, if that makes sense. I think I've only ever once paid $10 for Spotify, and everything else has been Crow paying me back. It won't be like that forever. Someday the whole market and Crow coin will go down, but considering and that considering that how that's how I get my cash, yeah. So I'm watching Crow because every time I make a purchase, I get Crow back. That ends up in my wallet. I'm always shocked at how much Crow is piling up from that. It won't be. I don't have the Netflix tier, but I'm hoping that in 4 years I'll have that free Netflix tier, right? That's what I'm hoping for. And then AVAX is in profit, and on the day we're looking we're looking down. I should probably sell AVAX. So I probably will sell AVAX. That probably will be one that I sold. So I made about I'll probably make about 25% or so on AVAX. Um, okay, so now let's go coin hunting because I know I'm selling a couple things tonight. I'm selling stuff tonight and I'm getting ready for this week. This whole BTC right here is making me think that we're going to see some movement in some altcoins. So I wanted to check out some altcoins. I already have some in mind, right? But E&J, I've been talking about E&J a long time. On the 4 hour, I want to buy into this coin, right? And it's even up here at the top, right? UMA is actually up here at the top, but I don't know. That's looking really risky. E&J, something that I want. Let's take a yeah, E&J, definitely something that I want. CHZ, nothing real exciting here. Let me mark off E&J. One BTC. I'm gonna get rid of this because I've got a USD pair for that. Mana. Mana is another one that I want to get back into, right? I was in Mana over here, and I want to get Mana over here. I actually, yeah, we can take a break real quick and talk about yield farming and what I've done with yield farming. The short answer is no. The short answer is no, I don't do yield farming. The long answer is if I do yield farming, I only do yield farming when I see a parallel channel. So for instance, since we're looking at mana and we're looking at the 4 hour, the way that I kind of hallucinate parallel channels all the time is I might have seen something that looked like a parallel channel right here. And if we go to the day, right? If we go to the day, I'll take that and I'll put it in there. So what am I doing is I'm trying to hedge my impermanent loss. And this is the way that I see it. Maybe this is not a good way to do it. I'm not an expert on yield farming at all. But when I do it, you're providing two pairs. So in this case, let's say I'm providing mana and I'm providing dye, right? Um, and dye never go, well, this is really a bad pair. Let's say I'm providing mana and ETH or mana. Yeah, mana and ETH is fine. Um, I never do Ethereum based yield farming because I don't like Ethereum fees. I keep saying that over and over again. I'm sorry. Um, so let's do PancakeSwap. Let's do one that I've done on PancakeSwap. SBS token and cake, right? Or SBS token and BNB, I should say. SPS token and BNB. If I see a parallel being a parallel, then I'll set what my get out is, right? So if BNB goes too high or too low, I'll get out. If SPS that if that token goes too high or too low, I'll just get out. And I'll try and plan on being in there 3 days, right? Meaning that no matter what happens, I'm going to be in here for 3 days. Some people do their yield farming for a very long time and they're able to actually manage that. I just to me I'm very lazy and I just it requires a lot for me to know about both pairs in order to get into it. And then I feel like I'm watching both pairs way too much and I lose out on other things. Phantom. Phantom is a token that I am not in, but damn, is that a great token. If you don't have Phantom, don't be like me. Get some Phantom. I don't even know what it's at right now. Phantom is a token that you may want to hold on for a long time because Phantom may be a very good gaming token in the future, right? Harmony is Harmony One, right? And we're gonna look at that. That a couple days ago, I don't think that I could recommend as a purchase yet, and I still can't. So we're on this one, we're looking for dips, right? So that's another one that we're looking for a dip on, and that might be, what is this on the daily here? Yeah. So its growth is fairly good. That's Harmony 1, right? But the short answer is I don't do yield farming, and I don't suggest yield farming until you actually understand what you're doing. Because if you farm the wrong pair, you can lose a lot of money. Impertinent loss is one thing that you can expect, right? And you should still make it up. You should pull your pair out before you lose so much that you're not making money anyway. They're showing you 400, 600% on these things. That's without impermanent loss, I believe. I don't believe that's with impermanent loss. I've never seen what they were advertising, so to speak, when I do the numbers. But it is fairly close and it is fairly high. But I suspect that there are strategies that I don't know about for doing yield farming. My only strategy is I'm only going to be in for 3 days, and it's because I have these two coins sitting around, and I think that their matching value is going to be a parallel channel for a while. Staking. I love staking. Now, if you want to stake, you should look into Olympus, right? Olympus DAO financing. That's what you should look into. I'm not going to go into this. I'm not even going to talk about it whatsoever. If I had put in when I wanted to put in, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so stupid. I should do it right now. I should take half my BNB right now and I should put it into this. That's how stupid I feel of not doing it. But I'm not going to right now. I may in the future. Um, but that's the one to look at. So that's why I like Cake. I like the staking feature. I like that it works well on BSC. And that's why I'm in these other DeFis, right? And I have a bunch of stuff staked on Matic. And a lot of times when I stake a coin, I will forget about it, right? Um, so there are a few that, but then there's other ones like Coach Coin. Now, look at this guy. So I got into Coach Coin. I'm not losing money on it yet. I will lose money on it fairly soon. By the time I pull my head out of my butt and I sell, I will have lost money. I bought Coach Coin back here at 12 cents. All the way back here at 12 cents. It went all the way up to $1.50. My dumbass didn't sell and take the money and run, and it is now all the way down to 23 cents. Now, I put a very small amount into this, but like I said, I don't even track it. And there's more than a couple coins like that out there. Moon pots. Moon pots, I bought like $50 of moon pots, put it into their staking thing months and months ago. I haven't looked at it. I think it went from like $9 to $3 or something. It like went up and then it went down. So like I think I have like $20 worth of moon pots. So I buy all these dumb things. How much I paper handed. Um I don't sell very much. But yeah, yeah, If you put in $500 in Wonderland with their current staking after 158 days. What? Okay, I have not heard of Wonderland. I have no idea. Maybe I'll look it up. I don't know. We'll have to take that. That's crazy, is what that is. I will have to look that up. If that looks viable. Ohm, the only reason that I haven't gotten into Ohm yet is because I'm not so sure about it, right? I'm just not so sure about it. Something is, you know, yeah. So the answer is yeah. I have coins staked all over the place in different wallets that I've just forgotten about. I have BNB coins that's staked. I have ETH coins that are staked. As long as you don't unstake them, you're good to go. And these were all coins that I staked a long time ago when staking was just started. So yeah, I don't pretend to know much about staking. I just know that I ended up with way too much staked in PancakeSwap, but I ended up making a lot in PancakeSwap. I was really kind of surprised. I am not I am so old school. I do not trust anything with my wallet address. I would not dox your wallet address at all. There's no reason why anybody needs to be able to associate a wallet address with who you are. If you feel that maybe that wallet's a little hot and people do know about it, you should probably stop using that wallet, right? Um, the wallet that I have on my browser, right? That wallet has 15 bucks in it. And I set that wallet specifically up to do live pancake predictions when I wanted to. I'm never going to use that wallet for anything else. Um, so I'm very wary. I'll look into it. Don't get me wrong, brother. I appreciate it. I'll look into it. It's like Harmony One, right? I didn't know about that until a couple days ago. And that's looking like a good one to me now. But I'm very wary and I don't buy a lot of shit coins. I bought Coin because it was on the top 10 list of coins on Polygon Network. That's why I bought it. And I said, "Oh, they're trying to be PancakeSwap. You know, I think I'll buy a couple $100 of it and just forget about it." And then it went up, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is worth like $1,500. I should definitely sell." And then I was like, but you know, I'm playing Rust or I'm watching a Star Wars movie. I don't actually see a YouTube link. Am I missing something? Yeah, man, I don't actually see a YouTube link in the thing. Sorry to say that. So, uh, I'm looking for I'm looking for coins. I'm looking for dips. Mana. Mana is another one. I'm looking for a dip in mana. So I'm going to add mana. Compound. Compound I am not going to worry about right now. Ankler, not going to worry about. OMG. OMG on the day. 4 hour. I'm watching OMG. EGL. 4 hour. I'm going to watch that one too. Oh no, I appreciate it. I just I really I'll have to look at what my settings are and I'll change them. But yeah, I'll if you look at the the YouTube video, it's got a set of characters. If you don't put it in as a URL and you just put that set of characters in there, that I could look it up with that. But I can look it up by the name, right? Because you were saying that, what was it, D something? D-Bank? Yeah, you're saying D-Bank is the guy to go check out. Um, so SNX looks like it could be fairly sideways for a while. So I'm gonna move on. REEF. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for where it is with the EMAs, what's going on the RSI, and then what's going on the TD sequential, literally in that order. Literally in that order. So first the EMAs, then the RSI, and this is for the altcoins, I'm looking at the fours. And this is for things that are ready to go. And then once I'm ready to buy, I'll actually drop into the 1 hour. So I'm not ready to buy on any of these yet. So I don't think I'm going to set REEF aside. Don't think I'm going to set Atom. Huh. So I do like the MACD for the daily and the weekly. When I zoom in to 4 hour and specifically anything less than 4 hours, I switch to the RSI. People are guys who are good at trading with the MACD are really good with trading at the MACD. So you can't discount it as a tool. For me, it becomes the most valuable on the 1 day, and especially for Bitcoin on the 1 day. It's very valuable. But I do like to go in with other tools and look at things. Every once in a while, I will use the market cipher, well, the Fu Manchu cipher A and cipher B with divergence. But that's usually when I'm looking to sell is when I'm using that because that gives you really, really, really strong sell indicators. And MACD will actually give you super strong sell indicators. Um, so Atom, no, I'm not going to look at Atom. IOTA, IOTA might be another good one. Ohm die one. This might be another good one too to watch. Band protocol. Band protocol is one to watch. I already know that dot is one to watch. Neo. Ooh, look at that. Too late for that buy, but that's okay, I guess. That wouldn't have been till here because I would have waited till we were trading above that EMA. That would have been 3% so far, but it would be in profit. Ethol, Phil, TRON. So I just had a conversation with a guy who has a shit ton of TRON, and my best advice to him was to get out of TRON. To be honest with you, I don't see TRON as being very, very big in the next push, and there are so many other coins and tokens that I would go into right now other than TRON, and that's what I told him. Um, hmm. Yeah, I don't. Hmm. I've I've been pulled into the bot community a few times, and I just don't do it. I can't recommend that at all. I can't recommend bots. I can't recommend using AI to. to trade for you. There are times when those things get wrecked. There are times when those companies rug pull. Um, Let me see. And then Theta, 1, 2. Wow. Okay. Theta is looking great. Holy cow. Theta is a buy right now. Theta is a definite buy right now. On the 1 day, it's not looking that great on the 1 day, but on the 4 hour, that is a definite buy. So let's paper trade that. The last time we paper traded on Theta, it would have been a win. Let's paper trade on this right now. Our stop loss is so low that it may as well be 3%. Yeah. Let's just make that 3%. That's how much I'm willing to lose on Theta. And then with the 1.5 ratio risk reward, geez, that's crazy. So I would just sell. I've got the wrong one up here, but I would sell that. I'd buy now and I'd just sell at 7.9. Right? Take that to 3%. Our risk reward shows our risk reward. So our first stop loss would be probably at about 4.5%, but I would expect this to take off. I'm actually, that's looking pretty good to me. So Theta is coming up, and then Matic. Matic's on a 1-2. We're on that line. I would take the risk. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take the risk. As soon as this stream is over, I'm going to sell a couple things. I'm going to take that Coin that I was just talking about, and while it's in profit, I'm going to switch it over to Matic. And then that money will be in Matic, and then I will probably buy more Matic on the Polygon network. So that I have probably, I'll probably put $1,000 into that, into Matic. That'll be heavy. That'll be a heavy, 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 heavy play. But I like Matic, and Matic has the games, right? And maybe I'll talk about the games that I'm looking at sometime. But Matic has a couple things coming up on it that look pretty good for games, to be honest with you. So maybe that might take off, maybe it won't. Um, Sounds good. Um, Ball. Ball might be another one to watch. XML. There's just a lot right now. Holy cow. Litecoin. Hmm. I might hold off, but Litecoin might have a really good push here. So what does Litecoin look like on the day? Yeah, I think Litecoin is having a good push, but I think that we're at the end of my list. We just have Link, which I wouldn't suggest that as a buy yet, only because it's so far from the EMA already, and the RSI is looking sideways directly in the middle. Uh, Drop back down to the 4 hour on this. So we got resistance up here, and we would need a 2 candle to trade above 46. And we might do it. So this might be one to watch. I'm not going to watch it, but that might be one to watch. And then Maker, right? This is MKR. So I might wait for this. Yeah, this one might be a good buy too. And then OXT. We'll add this too. Now, all right, so I am probably going to organize this list so that I can look at these things for the next few hours. And then maybe tomorrow morning, I'm gonna consider what I'm gonna sell now. And then tomorrow morning, I will look at this list again and I will decide which ones I will buy. But I think right now, I think Engine and I think Matic and Mana. Well, shit, let's pull some of these down here. IOTA, Band, ELGD, OMG, ENJ. So just to go over that list, I'm going to be looking at Mana. I'm going to be looking at ENJ. I'm going to be looking at Band. I'm going to be looking at OMG. And I'm going to be looking at EGLD. And I'm going to be looking for dips to buy into. And while there are plenty of them that are looking good here that will probably beat me and will probably have 100% in an hour from now, these are the ones that I'm going to go with. So the ones that oh, wait a minute, OXT, I got even more up here, I didn't realize. OXT, Maker, Ball, also. So I got quite a long list to kind of go through. So all of these should be, and Theta, and Dot. I got a long list to go through here. Okay, so that's it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 that I'm going to be watching. I'll probably only buy 3 of them, right? So, but that's the plan, and I think that's it. I think I'm going to cut it. You guys have a good day tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. Have a good day. Hopefully it's sunny, not too cold, but